Monday, March 13th, 5:26 p.m. New York time. Since we just completed the first day of the new week, I'd like to show you if we've taken out the high or low of last week for the stock indexes, sectors, Faang Plus. Yep. So this current candle only represents today, whereas the last candle represents the full trading week, last week. First, looking here at the S&P 500 stock index. The symbol's SPX, Sierra Papa X-ray. Yep, the S&P 500 cash index. That was last week's trading range, that big red candle. And now we have this green candle down here that already took out the low of last week. It's not at the lows of the year yet. Nope, there's the low of the year, but very close to the lows of the year for the S&P 500. This also is a prior demand zone where buyers stepped in. So we'll know by the end of this week if the trend is going to continue down or if we have a reversal coming in. NASDAQ 100 also broke down below the low of last week. It's much closer to the higher than the low. Yeah, big difference than the S&P 500. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, new low for the year. Yep, this was the demand zone. Last week we were holding inside of it. We broke below it. So this is in worse shape than the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Note, the NASDAQ 100, the Dow Jones 30, Dow Transports, Dow Utilities, S&P 100, they are all part of the S&P 500. See, the Dow Transports, like I said, this is part of the S&P 500. This also broke below the low of last week and broke below the demand zone. Dow Utilities, look at that. Didn't take out the high or nor the low of last week. Inside candles so far, but very close to the lows of the year. The Russell 2000, not part of the S&P 500. Yep, it made a new low for the year. Oof. Let's go on to those sectors. 11 sectors in the S&P 500. We'll go by the largest first. XLK. Yep. Took out the low of last week. That red one. So it's sitting here in this demand zone buyers. Remember, this is like the NASDAQ 100. It's heavily technology companies. So these are stock ETFs. You could trade these instead of individual stocks in them if you want. Get more diversification and less chance of a halt or delisting. XLV. Yep, new low for the year. XLF Financials, new low for the year. Are we surprised? Yeah. No, we're not. Terrible shape. XLY, that took out the low of last week in this demand zone. XLC also took out the low of last week. Good. We're still not at the lows of the year yet. Nope. XLI took out the low of last week. Very close to the lows of this year. It's sitting inside a demand zone. XLP, inside candle. So these inside candles, even though it's the first trading away of the week, it'll be interesting if they stay like that for the rest of the week. Could be a potential reversal signal the week after. XLE, new low for the year. XLU, nope. Green for the week. It's in a consolidation phase just above the lows of the year. XLRE, real estate. Yep, new low for the year. XLB, also new low for the year, sitting here at this demand zone. Okay, so that's the 11 sectors in the S&P 500. Let's go on to the Faang Plus. Apple, inside candle for the week. Remember, this is part of the Dow Jones, part of the NASDAQ 100, part of the S&P 500. Yep. Again, they're FANG plus stocks held broadly by the market. Many institutions and individual investors own these FANG plus stocks. Microsoft made a new low. Still in this consolidation mostly. Amazon made a new low also. Wow. Meta also took out the low of last week, new low. Not new low for the year, I'm not saying. It just means new low for that prior week. Google also took out the low of last week. Tesla, yep, also took out that low. Now it's here at that key demand zone. See if it's going to get defended. Nvidia, new low for the week. Netflix, new low for the year. New low for the year. Broke right below there. Wow. Alibaba, new low for the year. So broadly looking at all the stock indexes, the stock sectors, the FANG plus, majority equities looking terrible. Yep. But within the financial markets, if you look at my broad videos, we have different categories: currencies, fixed income, agricultural, commodities, metals, crude oil. Yep, very broad markets. But these are just stocks. And you can see they're getting smacked down. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. If you've gotten value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on my PayPal or Venmo. You can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe and leave a comment, please.